Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So let's speak about Ronald Araujo because there has been this big drama that went on before the match between Barcelona versus Athletic Club. And there was this story about Ronald Araujo maybe leaving FC Barcelona. And so here is going to be the latest details on Araujo and Barcelona. It says here that Juventus are trying to convince Ronald Araujo by all means possible. The Italian club plans to contact Barcelona after the Spanish Super Cup, which is going to be around Monday next week. So we should be hearing some really big updates and whether Araujo can actually leave to Juventus. There's also other clubs that are interested in the player like Arsenal. It has also been said that Arsenal are closely monitoring Araujo's progress with FC Barcelona or Juventus. Fabrizio Romano also stated that Juventus have already begun contacts with Araujo to try and convince him. And then as for Tony Juan Martí, another reporter also stated that Barcelona will listen to offers for Araujo if the player says he does want to leave. So first things first, before I speak anything about Araujo and what I think should happen, the only real positive thing that we can get away from this is that there is competition. There is competition that clubs want Araujo. And when there is a lot of competition and a lot of clubs wanting one player, the asking price is only going to go higher and higher. So whether you guys are people that don't want Araujo to leave or you want Araujo to leave, just know that the asking price from Barcelona is going to be very high, around the range of 100 million euros at the very least. So stepping away from that, I want to give you guys the updates on what has been going on over the past year and what led towards this moment, what led towards Araujo not wanting to renew his contract with Barcelona and why Barcelona would be open to letting him go. Starting with April 26, 2022. Let's go 2 years back. It was officially announced back then that Araujo was going to renew his contract until June 30th, 2026 with a buyout clause of 1 billion euros. This is the reason why Barcelona want to renew him immediately, is because his contract is going to be expiring in about a year and a half. Fast forward 2 years, May 1st, 2024. It was also stated that Barcelona informed Araujo that they were counting on him and want to renew his contract, indicating that if he wishes to leave, he would need to bring in a significant offer, meaning that Barcelona is saying, okay, look, if you want to leave, make sure that you and your agent come to us and say that you guys want to leave to Manchester United and that they're willing to offer us 100 million euros or more. So it continues to state on the report that, however, Araujo has no indication on any desire to leave at that point. Fast forward 2 weeks from that date, which was May 14th, 2024, it was reported that Deco, during a meeting with Araujo's agent, conveyed Barcelona's intent to renew his contract, with Joan Laporta echoing his sentiment as the presentation of the documentary. But despite this, there was no response, and Araujo and the agent continued to be silent. So we can safely say that last year, in 2024, Barcelona, Deco, and Joan Laporta were trying really hard to renew his contract, but for some reason, Araujo and the agent were not saying anything. So on June 25th, 2024, Barcelona were really awaiting his response because they have been wanting to renew him by that point for around 5 to 6 months, and they have begun to suspect that maybe the agent is looking for other offers and that they might get another Frankie de Jong saga or another Dembele saga. And Barcelona were in a way very worried because they knew that there was a lot of interest out there across Europe, and they were especially worried because Araujo and the agent can just say like nothing for the next 2 years and just leave for free in the summer of 2026. But Barcelona, you know, like if they want to let go of a player, they want to get something back. They want the funds. And then on July 3rd, 2024, a lot of reports were stating that if Araujo wants to leave, because he has not been saying anything, Barcelona want him to know that they will not stand in the way, but only sanction a deal if another club met their 100 million euro asking price. And then this is where things got really serious. On August 3rd, 2024, Araujo was actually open to leaving Barcelona because the club were considering on leaving him unregistered until January 2025. And that was due to his injury, right? Because that is the reason why we have not seen Araujo up until today, because in the past 5 months, he has been injured. And so because of that, it really did break down all of the contract talks and nothing has been said. And now with Araujo coming back, now Barcelona want to know the answers. What is going on? What is the plans between Araujo and Hansi Flick? Do you want to leave? There are a lot of questions that Joan Laporta has. So at this point, right, like, bro, Frankie de Jong and Araujo have not responded to any of the offers that Barcelona have presented. Like, do you want to renew or not? So around December 25th, 2024, which was about a week and a half ago, ever since it was announced, according to like a lot of sources, that Barcelona want Jonathan Tah and they want to bring him in the summer of 2025, Araujo's renewal was no longer considered as a priority due to his repeated injuries and hints of him wanting to move to another club. This is the reason why the Jonathan Tah Barcelona relationship has been growing, is because Barcelona want to be prepared for the very worst. And when you see, right, if you were Araujo and you see Barcelona going for Jonathan Tah, you also have Christensen, you also have Kubarsi, you might feel a certain way and you're like, what's going on? Like, yes, I know that I haven't responded responded, but why are you looking for another center back like Jonathan Tah? But of course, Barcelona have to look out for themselves because they are a operating club, a club that needs to have players in their squad that are devoted to this team and are devoted to this badge, and they want to play for the team. And so we'll see, right? There has been a lot of complications over the past 2 years with Araujo sportingly. Like there has been a lot of, I would say, mistakes that he has made that led towards a lot of the fan bases within Barcelona not wanting Ronald Araujo. Like for example, that red card against PSG in the 2023-2024 season. All Araujo had to do in that moment was to defend Barcola and defend him well. But he was out of place and he had to track back, and then he was very nervous because he felt like Barcola was going to make the goal, and so he had to like foul him, forcing a penalty and just making a huge mistake. This is what led towards Barcelona being knocked out of the Champions League quarterfinals. It could have been Barcelona going to the semifinals because of how well we did in the first 18 minutes. And people got especially mad when they even saw, you know, like Araujo criticizing Gundogan and saying that I prefer to keep my opinions on Gundogan's statements to myself. I have codes and values that must be respected. And so that also caused a lot of ruckus, a lot of tensions. Everybody was questioning, why would you say that to the media and try to criticize Gundogan when you can't even take care of yourself, and so forth. There was also this error that he did against Valencia during the 2023-2024 season by misjudging a long ball and committing a foul that led towards a penalty. So like he was doing this multiple times, and this is what led towards some of the fan bases not wanting Ronald Araujo. And then you combine that with the stories of Araujo not responding to the offers, having no progress in any contract renewal ever since Barcelona presented the offer about a year ago or even more. It does leave a bad taste in our mouths because we're like, okay, so what are we doing with this center back? And who knows, right? Who knows what Araujo is going to say? All we know right now is that Barcelona do want to bring in a brand new center back, and that is Jonathan Tah. As for that player, it has been updated that there is still no full agreement between Tah and Barcelona, but we'll wait and see. Moving on towards the next conversation in this video. If Araujo does decide to leave, I have no idea if it's going to be in the January transfer window like right now, or if it's going to be in the summer. But let's just say he decides to leave. Of course, we're going to be demanding 100 million euros, and I hope that a club does pay 100 million euros for the player, because if it's anything around 65 to 75 to 85 million euros, Barcelona loses. 100 million euros has to be it, because to me, in my opinion, Araujo is a player that you want to revolve your project around, right? Because he has the talent, he has the defensive capabilities. This guy is a phenomenal center back, and so I do not want to let him go for cheap. Like, clubs have to pay him and pay us really well in order for us to strengthen our squad, because losing Araujo, it is a huge loss for us sportingly. And so I would say that 100 million euros is justifiable, and I would even say that Barcelona should not go out there and look for a brand new center back unless they're free, and use that 100 million euros on attacking players. So for example, I would promote Sergi Dominguez to the first team. I would bring back Michael Faye for around 50 million euros, because I believe that is the price range for the center back, or I believe it's 30 million euros. It's not going to be a lot, but it is around that price range, and then bring in Tah for free, because we have to have multiple center backs available to make sure that at least one of these center backs can actually fit and be competitive within this squad. And then go to the attack and say, okay, how can we invest this 100 million euros? And to me, in my opinion, if Barcelona have 100 million euros to spend from the sale of Araujo, it's going to be revolving around 4 different players. It's either going to be Rafael Leao from AC Milan, or Djokovic from Sporting CP, or Erling Haaland from Manchester City, or Musiala from Bayern Munich. It has to be one of those 4 players, and it has to be a big player. This is going to be the last summer transfer window that Joan Laporta is going to be having, and so there's going to be so many reasons why you would want a big time player. You're also going to be having the Spotify Camp Nou. Why would you not want to have a big time player play at the Spotify Camp Nou? Why would you not say, this is the Spotify Camp Nou, and we're going to be presenting you guys Leao or Djokovic or Haaland or Musiala? It has to be. You have 100 million euros. You have the Spotify Camp Nou. You have the VIP seat sales. You have enough income, and I hope that Javier Tebas gives us the opportunity to sign players that we want. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, this frustration is real. I'm not out here just being the only person being mad at Javier Tebas. Literally, there was a report that stated Joan Laporta was very agitated and out of control in the locker room. The first thing he did was hug Olmo and Pau Victor warmly, and then he started screaming, you sons of... He threw insults towards La Liga and the RFEF, also insulted the members of the Spanish Federation Board of Directors, describing them as dishonorable. The relationship between Joan Laporta and the president of the federation was very tense throughout that day, and so, like, of course, like, he's mad. Of course, right? When you tell somebody, yeah, you have a 500 million euros to spend, but you can only spend 1% of that. Like, bro, really? Of course he's gonna be, like, mad. Like, and of course Barcelona have the funds. We have the money to be investing in big time players, and that summer of 2025 has to be it. And this sale of Ronald Araujo has to be the last straw. We have 100 million euros. What more do you need from us? And so, like I said, it has to be either Leao, Gyökeres, Erling Haaland, or Musiala. I don't see no fantasy type of summer transfer window where we sign all four. Like, okay, like calm down. I'm not out here saying as well that we should sign Haaland and Musiala or Haaland and Leao. And it's gonna have to be one of these four players, and that has to be it. Like Leao, Gyökeres, or Erling Haaland, or Musiala. So that is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.